Right. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We're back. Sorry, it took a little bit to set it up, but here we go then. Broke Boys Tier 3, round 3 of the season. And we arrive in Bahrain tonight with Wardy as our championship leader. He leads by I think 5 points. Yeah, 5 points over Skinner in the Alpine tonight. He is still a reserve on the wait list. Probably won't be for too much longer, but he is second in the championship after winning last week's race at Silverstone. And he is tied on points with Tolu, the winner of round 1 of the season in Brazil. It's quite close actually in the championship. The top 6 covered within 10 points of each other. And constructors, the top 3 within 9 points, with Ferrari on top at the moment ahead of McLaren and Aston Martin. Anyway, we're ready for qualifying around the Bahrain International Circuit. And we've got quite a few cars out on track already. 20 on the grid right now, full grid. Oh, someone's already facing the wrong direction. It's Soul Demon on the back straight, and he's got damage to the front wing as well. So, not an ideal start to his race today. And there we go with the smoke after the new update. Infinite clouds of smoke, especially in the braking zones of turns 1 and 10. Can't see a thing. And it looks even worse as a spectator right now. Zimniak has retired from the session, or has left the session, so might have disconnected there then. And well, he will be starting at the back of the grid. Last week's runner-up in the race, I believe. He was P2 at Silverstone. He, a couple tenths off Skinner, who won, but in the end 3.5 seconds off due to a time penalty. He's rejoined, but it's too late. Unfortunately, he will be starting from well, probably P20. Meanwhile, Shark is out on track and he's the first one to attempt to set a lap time. Purple in sector 2, no surprises there. First one on track. And let's see what he can do around the final corner. I will expect a low 27 maybe as pole position time. But the first lap time on the board is going to be a 128.327. And we will look at our championship leader, Wardy, into the final corner. Will he be able to go into the 127s? Not quite, just yet. 28.6 right now. Yesterday in Tier 2 the pole time was at 26.8. Although the gap to P2 was almost 5 tenths of a second, so low 27s was in Tier 2 really at the front. So mid 27s should be the target tonight, and Alpha and Paul has already managed to get into the 27s with a 9.92 ahead of Tolu. Three tenths quicker. Asa, as per usual, on the mediums. With his new teammate tonight, I forgot to mention, but Bob has been promoted from Tier 3 after winning the first 2 races from Tier 4. Excuse me, but he is now in Tier 3 driving the Red Bull. He has swapped places with Mahmoudev, who has dropped down to Tier 4 into the McLaren where Bob was driving in for the opening 2 rounds of the season, but he's now moved up. And let's see how he can compare himself to the tier 3 grid. I don't think it will take him much any long to get himself up to speed, and here you can see the massive clouds of smoke. Just go off track, it's just incredibly annoying. That's what it is. 2 Haas cars of Madman and Pulse Ray, P4 and P5, as Skinner is on provisional pole position with a 27.9. He participated in the Tier X race actually yesterday. He didn't do very bad at all. Finished in P9. I think he had quite a strong stint. It's pretty competitive, so yeah, I think we'll be seeing him as a full-time driver in Tier 2 in no time. He's clearly got the pace. Just watched when one of the few drivers, or it's a few, 7 drivers, 6 without Zimniak, to have not set a lap time yet. But he comes around the final corner. And what is he going to do in the kick shower? 28.8 is good enough to put him up into 8th position. And there we have Soul Demon, who crashed on his outlap, his first outlap. Back into the pit lane and got a new set of softs, but his ERS deployment was completely used by the time he finished his lap, so you can lose a lot of time with that. You'll lose a lot of speed. And in the end he's 1.5 seconds off in P15 behind the 2 Mercedes drivers of Brennan and Skoker. Skoker was on pole position last week in Silverstone, but was forced to retire after just 3 or 4 laps due to an issue with the game, with the connection. It's very unfortunate. He hasn't got the greatest of memories with this track as well. Have to go all the way back to season 10 or season 9. A while, actually. But he had an incident during that season with none other than Sakir. Skoker was on course to win his first ever race, but unfortunately got taken out by that very same Sakir. You won't have to worry about him though, as he has moved up to Tier X in the meantime. Hasn't quite found the pace he had last week in the wet. He's currently almost a second off Skinner's provisional pole position time. The 2 Ferraris are still out there without a lap time, and the only 2 who can still set a lap time of those who haven't set a lap time. And Parzival is right now going purple in Sector 2, although it did get removed instantly. Drove as well yesterday in Tier 2. So had a bit of practice ahead of this race. As he comes across the line and goes into the top 7 with a 28.4. And then we take a look at his teammate. Jesus, winner of the preseason race at Zandvoort and last season's champion, but hasn't been able to win a race yet this season. Unfortunately missed out on the race last week. Meaning he is right now P8 in the championship with just 16 points, but like I said before, it's very close in the championship. He's only 14 points off Wardy. Anything is possible, and Jesus usually has the pace. Not always in qualifying, but the race pace is certainly always there for our reigning world champion. And he's gone up to P13, down to P14 now, as Stelios has gone up into the top 3. Now everyone has set a lap time who can set a lap time. Zimniak will be P20, unfortunately. Top 17 within a second of each other. Two Mercedes drivers not looking too great so far. Well, as I say that, Skoker has just gone up into the top 5, so there you have it then, 4 thousandths ahead of Shark, 10 thousandths ahead of Madman. It's as close as ever. And you can say that to Bob as well, he's gone onto the front row. 200ths of Skinner's lap time on his debut in Tier 3. Doing a very good job already for the Red Bull team. Brennan with an improvement as well, but not enough to improve position. He's got, am I reading this correctly? He's 962 thousandths of a second off Skinner, and he's behind Haase, who is 1,000 further away from Skinner's lap time. Oh, they set the exact same lap time, so it's a bit glitched then. Oh well. Let's see, then Haase has now got up into the top 7, so that has now resolved itself. 3/10 off. And John P. Painter right now in P12 was on the podium last week in Silverstone. Now 7th in the championship, and he improves his position to P9, and that's behind him is the McLaren of Wardy, and he's up at the P4, right behind his teammate Alpha Hype Wall. As you can see, the top 5 within 1.5 tenths of each other. Five minutes remaining. And is anyone out there on a lap? 30 is on a lap, up by a quarter of a second through the middle part of the lap. Which could gain him around 4 or 5 positions if he nails the final sector as well. Let's see across the line, P14 right now will turn into P10. With a good final sector as well. Sol is the only one to be out of the 1 second window, but he's going to try and make an end of that. Across the line, not quite able to do so, but it is an improvement regardless. 129.1. Madman on improvement as well. He's P13, he's only 4 tenths off, and that's smaller than the gap between P1 and P2 yesterday in Tier 2. That was almost 5 tenths of a second. And now it separates the entire top 13. It just shows how close it is every single time in this tier, and he goes across the line into the top 6. As Josh Bushman will come into the pit lane. Only 3 cars right now out on track, and I don't think any of them is on a lap. The answer is no. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. First cars already starting to go out for their final laps. Is Madman going to be able to do another lap, or is he going to pull into the pit lane? Don't think he's going to be able to, well, that's cutting the track. I've ever seen that. If that's allowed, speeding into the pit lane as well, but 2 minutes 20 on the clock, that's not going to be enough for him to be able to do another lap, I fear. Tolu is going to be the first one to try and improve with just over 2 minutes left. And right behind him is the man right behind him right now as well. In this qualifying session, it's Bahrain in P8. So we'll keep an eye out on him as well. Sector 1. Marginal improvement for Tolu, a bigger improvement for Bahrain, 1/10 up. Madman has retired from the session, he will not be able to set another lap, so P6 at best for him, but there's already people behind him who are improving on their time. And Bahrain has backed off, so he can try again, but not going to be improving on this lap. Quite a bit of traffic as well with everyone on their out laps. Always have to be mindful of that. And it's a good middle sector for Tolu Purple, but at this rate he's not going to be able to beat Skinner's lap time. He might not even be able to get into the top 3, or he might just be able to get in between Bob and Alpha Eyeball, unless he pulls off a magic final sector. What can he do? The man third in the championship, tied on points with the man in P2, but only good enough to get himself up to P5. Lost a little bit in the final sector. 3 thousandths in the end behind Wardy. As Bob across the line, and he goes fastest onto provisional pole position by 45 thousandths of a second. And that is going to be the lap time that everyone is going to have to try to beat. As Alpha Eyeball does improve his lap time, but not his position, stays in P3. The flag has fallen. Bahrain is finished as well, so not a great end to the qualifying for both Haas drivers. Carnator next up across the line, currently in P15. And up into P12 he goes. Behind him it's the Aston Martin of Jumpy Painter up to P2, but only 2 thousandths of a second behind Bob. The absolute finest of margins at the top. Next up is Josh Bosman. He's on a massive improvement. I think 8 tenths in sector 2 across the line. What can he do? Up to P8. Good improvement as well. Then it's Stados up by 3 tenths of a second. That might be good enough to actually beat Bob's time. Can Stados put it on the front row? Can he put it on pole position? He can go on provisional pole position with a 27.7. Brennan is done, and Wardy across the line, and Wardy is on pole position. Is there anyone out there? Is Skinner on improvement? He is on improvement by 2.5 tenths. Skinner might be able to get ahead and get on provisional or actual pole position across the line. He does 27.623, and he beats Wardy by almost 1.5 tenths. So Skinner is on pole position. Haza is going to be the final one to cross the line. I think up to P9 he goes. Soul Demon in the end to P17, but Skinner, the race winner of last week, puts it on pole position with a 127.623 ahead of Wardy, ahead of Stados, and ahead of Bob. Will line up in P4 in this first race in Tier 3. Jumpy Painter in P5 then, and Alpha Eyeball in P6. Both McLarens and both Aston Martins in the top 6. And they're followed by the 2 Williams drivers, very close to each other, P7 and 8. Asa P9, and Josh Boschman rounds out the top 10. But Skinner is on a magnificent streak right now. did well yesterday in T-Rex. Won the last race in Silverstone and is on pole now in Bahrain. The two Haas drivers of Madman and Pulse Ray will line up in P11 and 12. Ahead of Skulker in P13, Shark in P14, Carnotaur, Parzival, Soul Demon, Jesus down in P18. What has gone on to the reigning world champion? Not a good lap at all. Not a good performance in qualifying. Brennan in P19, slowest of all. And Zimniak will line up in P20 after not being able to set a lap time due to a disconnect. As we'll wait a few minutes as per usual. For getting this race underway. Right then, strategy-wise, it's a bit of a difficult one, as the game automatically puts you onto a 2-stop. You can't even change it to a 1-stop. At least that's what I experienced yesterday. So tire wear is quite high around here. But I do think soft hard or medium hard is possible. Yesterday there was a safety car on lap 8. The only safety car, by the way, in the race. Which made it very difficult for the ones who started on hards. Including me, so I ended up doing a 2-stop. Hard, medium, medium. Yeah, there's always a bit of luck involved. With safety cars, etc. As of right now, the top 3 are starting on the softs. Tolu has Josh Bosman and a few others in the back of the field as well. Quite a diverse grid with the strategies. Someone has ready up early, but there we go then. So, a bit unexpected, but the 5 red lights are on and they're out, and Skinner gets away from pole position, but it's a brilliant start from Stadios through the middle, gets past both Skinner and Wardy, and someone spun in the background, but Stadios takes the lead in the turn. What a move, and what a start from the Aston Martin. Stadios leads ahead of Skinner and Wardy. Tolu has jumped up to P4, then it's R5 Wall and Jumpy Painter now going wheel to wheel on the second straight. Almost 4 wide in the background. Bit of contact here in the midfield as well, but they all have seemed to made it through except Bob and Zimniak. Bob has spun around at the start. He was the one facing backwards on the start-finish straight, and from P4 on the grid he's got damage to the front wing as well. I didn't quite catch what happened, but that's the last thing he needed at the start of this race, and that's going to be a long race for our tier 4 championship leader still in the championship. But yeah, that's not the way you want to start, and it's a bit of a kerfuffle in the background as well. Haas, Ferrari and Sauber, it's Barcelona with Josh Boschman and Madman going wheel to wheel. And I think Madman has got damage to the front wing as well. The right side end plate is missing on the Haas. Still he's trying to go for the move as Josh Boschman very late on the brakes. And doesn't quite get the car stopped in time to make the corner. Background, I think that's Brennan gone off as well. Stopped on track. Sure, what's going on here then? But Stados is still in the lead, ahead of Skinner, and Tolu and Brennan has been disqualified from parking in a dangerous location, and it's been decided to restart the race, but it's not sure if everyone notices. Bit of a late call, I must say, but it's fair with lobby restart, and so enjoy the chaos for a while. Everyone will leave and retire from the session. Not an ideal start then to this race. Let's hope everyone gets the message. Oh wait. Sitting and waiting here, but I didn't quite realize I'm the one making the lobby. At least. Or am I? I don't know. Oh, my controller just disconnected. That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, I could really use that right now. Oh. Oh my god, it's not working at all. It's not working at all. Why doesn't it move to the... What the hell is going on? Oh, why? Oh, yeah, finally. It didn't let me move to the create session tab. Not ideal, but we move. I'll invite Brennan first. I'll set up everything else. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, so please hang in there while we try to fix this. Expecting a rain around Bahrain. Let me get a quick screenshot of the qualifying results. Oh, now my laptop's lagging out as well. It's wonderful. Nothing works. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. Go. Let's get everyone in as soon as possible. This appears to be happening quite nicely then. $19 in already. With who are we missing then? Only the Williams of Toto. There we go. So I can try and do the grid. Oh yeah, just don't work at all, Discord. Yeah, you're. How about you feel as well? Alright, let's get the grid. Skinner on pole position. 40 in P2. Stelios in P3. Bob in P4. Painter in P5. Alpha Paul in P6 is already there, nice. Then the two Williams of Toru in 7th. 30 in 8th. Asa 9. 10. And 11. Zodic 12th. 13. Shark 14. Part of 15, parts of all 16. 17, Jesus 18, Brennan 19 and Zimniak in P20. Grid is set. We're good to go. Attempt number 2. Don't forget setups indeed. There we go. Three minutes. Then we can go ready. Let's hope no one hurries up before. Like, Go in the race director this time. Oh, actually I can now. Is anyone gonna change their strategy? Compared to the first start, that's the question. Lots of softs right now. Hearts on Stadios. It wasn't on hearts in the previous start at least. I would assume so with the start that he had. Lots of hearts by the way in the top 6. Only Wardy still on soft. Soft runners are at the back of the grid. Teams in the middle and a lot of hearts at the front. As we're good to go any second now. And there we go then. Seconds. And we're gonna try and get this race going again for the second time tonight. But here we go then. The 5 red lights. Skinner still on pole position. The lights are out. This time not as great of a start for Status, but he still managed to go alongside Wardy and past Wardy into turn 1. So another great start from the Aston Martin. But Skinner is able to hold the lead going into turn 1, wheel to wheel. A bit of contact in the background as well. Skinner leads ahead of Status, moved up to second place. Wardy down to P3, going wheel to wheel with Tolu, who's on the softs. And Tolu's able to get past McLaren, and Tolu now up to P3, Wardy down to P4 ahead of his teammate Alpha Ball. Then it's 30 in 6th position. Exotic has moved up a couple of positions. Bob once again with a poor start, going wheel to wheel with his teammate now. Haza up the inside, both of the Red Bulls side by side on the hards, and someone's going up in the background as Carnator makes a nice move on Bob. Down to P10. But I think that was Jumpy Painter going off, and into the wall goes Skullkiller. He's still in the race, but I'm pretty sure he's got damage. Did he get pushed by someone, or did he just lose it on his own? But damage to the front wing. And a poor start for last week's pole sitter. Skullkiller down in 20th. We're going around the outside there of 30. He's on the softs as well. Making the best use of his tires for the time being. Really pulling alongside the McLaren of Ivalball as well. As Skinner in the lead. Both him and Stelios on the hard. Then it's Tolu on the softs, and Tolu is making the moves. Now alongside Stelios. Has got past up at the P2, and is he going to go for the move on Skinner as well? He's just going to stay behind for now. Teammate 30 now wheel to wheel with Alpha Ball, drops down another position, now to P7. Okay, into the pit lane, and there's the change for the lead. Tolu gets past Skinner, and Tolu is our new race leader, although he goes wide. Is it a glitch? I'm not sure. He's down to P3 again. Oh, and he's left the session. He's had a disconnect. That's incredibly unfortunate. As soon as he took the lead of the race, he is out of the session. And it has given the lead back now to Skinner. invite received. No clue who that is. Anyway, we've got Marty trying to fend off Paul's Ray. P3 in this race. But now up to P6 as well. Let's see who had the most positions gained. Paul's Ray has moved up 9 positions now as he got past Wardy. Carnator's moved up 9 as well. Soul Demon up 6 as well. Jumpy Painted down 12 and Bob down 7. As Wardy drops down another position down to P5. As Ferdy's got past on the mediums. Down to 10th, he's not rejoined the lobby yet. Hazard trying to go for the move, but a better exit for Alpha. 10-second time penalty for Josh Boschman. What has happened there then? How do you even get a 10-second time penalty in turn 10? That's quite impressive if you ask me, but didn't even know that was possible. Wow, that's a harsh penalty then. Mr. Boschman. Oh, Skinner's left as well, no way. It's not a great night. Toto asking for an invite. I'm not sure if and Soul Demon as well. What's going on? I got Tolu added. I do. And Soul Demon left as well. Haven't got him added, unfortunately. Tolu has rejoined. My leaderboard is gone. Oh, that's lovely. Alright, yeah, nice. Oh my god. Skinner's rejoined. Stados is in the lead. I don't even have a leaderboard anymore. Stadios leads ahead of Paul's Ray in P2, and it's 30. Yeah, fair enough to go to the grid like this throughout the entirety of this race. Carnator has moved to the P4. Wardy in P5. This is going to be a very painful race. Last lap of the race, and Paul's Ray is going for the lead into turn 1. He's got past Stadios. Not sure where he started, can't really check it right now, but he's into the lead. I think that's about 11 positions gained in this race. He's on the softs, of course, but there we go. Yeah, the lobby is it's fucked. Sure how I can describe it. Toto's now retired from the session as well. It's awful. It's a nightmare, but I'll have to move on, I guess. Pulse Ray and Status, this guy can't stop inviting me. It's adding salt to the injury. Boschman has spun, I think. Oh, there we go. I'm just stupid, yeah. I'm just stupid. Could have enabled it the entire time. Anyway. Restart. Let's go again. Bullsray in the lead. Stados is right behind him though. Stados retakes the lead on lap 6. And is that gonna be the tire advantage towards the hard compound tire? Is the soft dropping off? Bullsray is struggling for grip, so that might be your answer. 30 in 3rd place, Carnator. And Wardy has a Madman Alpha Ball. Skinner is down in 90. He is rejoined though, as Josh Wasman has retired in the pit lane as well. 2nd retirement of the day. Parsifal and Jesus, the 2 Ferraris, P10 and 11. Jesus started in P18 by the way, so moving up very nicely, and once again Sol getting disconnected from the session. Dimniak, by the way, is in P12, started from P20. Asa up the inside of Wardy. Wardy with the better run is on the outside, and that's not gonna work. Stays behind him, P6. DRS trains very powerful around Bahrain, with 3 DRS zones. Steals a bit deep into turn 1. What's happened to Madman? He's had an issue as well, dropped down to P9. Salteam is back in the lobby. And wheel to wheel once again, has on the outside. And Wardy stays in front, he's back into P5. 2 Ferraris now going wheel to wheel. Jesus up into 10th place, but goes a bit wide. But is able to stay in front of Parsifal. Skoker is still hoping for a safety car. Something around in P18, 27 seconds behind his teammate. It's not been a great day so far for Mercedes. Still 22 laps to go though. Into turn 1, Bolster having a look up the inside, wheel to wheel for the race lead. Stados round the outside. Oh, bit of a moment for the Haas then on the exit, struggling for traction. So the softs started to wear out underneath the Haas. More issues for Soul Demon, unfortunately. Bolsray almost pushing Stelios on the main straight, or the back straight I should say. When is Bolsray gonna dive into the pit lane? Still staying out. His 8th lap on these tires. Wardy ahead of Haza. Skinner up the inside, very late on the brakes, hits the back there of Haza. Way too late on the brakes for Skinner. Gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision. That's quite realistic. Didn't expect the game to actually give a penalty for that. But yeah, that was totally on Skinner then. Way too late on the brakes at the inside of Alpha Ball, straight into the back of Haza. It's a bit silly then from, obviously. And will be a bit frustrated after being in the lead and getting disconnected, so yeah, straight into the back of Haza. He's now got a 10-second penalty to his name. Actually the first time I've ever seen the game giving out a proper penalty for a collision. So well done EA on that. Don't say that very often, do you? Anyway, on to lap 10 we go. Still staying out. But Carnotaur is into the pit lane from the softs. P4 in this race. Jesus is still staying out as well as we go wheel to wheel once again at the front end. Stadios able to stay in front once more of Boss Ray. Now I do wonder if Skinner will get a penalty after the race as well, because of that. Technically did get penalized by the game already, so that'd be a double penalty or something. I don't know. Guess we'll find out after the race. He will have to serve this one during his pit stop though. He's gonna lose a lot of time with that. Which is great news for our championship leader Wardy. Sure what the McLarens are doing in the background, but Madman is now going into the pit lane as well. Swapping positions, Alpha and Ball up to P4. Madman from the mediums to the hards for 19 laps. And Carnotaur has fitted for a new set of soft, so he's gone soft. Will be going for the 2-stop for sure. Stadios now building a gap to Paul's Ray as the softs seem to fade. 1.1 seconds is the gap. Still got the DRS though. Not have the DRS this time though, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls out to the right and into the pit lane. Fresh set of hearts, and he is gonna do just that on lap 11 onto 12. It's Pulse Ray, aka Orion Exotic, into the pit lane. Jesus coming in as well, the last of the soft runners. Winners got past Alpha Hype Wall. Up at the P4 now, also having a look at Wardy. And Parsifal's got past Haza now, up to P6. from the back end of the grid. Comeback drive so far for both Ferraris. There's a bit of contact between Shark and Bob, and it's left Bob down to P10 now. Has been struggling in this race compared to qualifying. What an exit from Carnato, that's the tire advantage. Tire difference, and he's able to get past Jumpy Painter quite easily. He was still having a look on the outside. I'm not sure why he would do that. It's a bit of an unnecessary risk, although yeah, Carnato should have given him the space. I mean, well, smarter to just back out from it, but as he's now lost 3.5 seconds, unfortunately. Down to P12 he goes. 30 now into the pit lane as well. On lap 13 from the mediums to the hards. And now we've only got hard runners left to pit in this race. Wheel to wheel we go, Bob and Shark, and Bob has now got the position, or has a bit of contact between him and Shark, and Carnato goes round the outside as well. With the tire advantage up at the P9, but you will have to pit again in this race. But at this stage he's going to be so much quicker compared to the cars around him. Here we go on the exit. As the DRS. DRS. And Carnato now up into P8. Now try to build a gap to Bob. Use his tire advantage. You know, flags are out, and is that Jumpy Painter's had a moment? I think he has. Meanwhile, we've got the two McLarens now going wheel to wheel with Skinner as well. Almost 3 wide. Alpha Volta P2 and Wardy has almost spun it. Half spun it. Our championship leader has almost gone around while fighting it out with his teammate of all people, and Skinner as well, as Jumpy Painter's now retired from the session in pit lane. But Wardy almost going around. Lost a lot of time though, now to P6. Seconds behind Parsifal. Skinner's now back into 2nd place. 7 seconds behind Stadios, by the way. And Stadios is certainly one who can win this race tonight. We near the halfway point of this race. To lap 15 in a second. Second time penalty for Bob. That's the first track limit penalty we've seen. And there's drama once again, and that's Bob. He's just got a 3-second penalty and he's now spun it as well. Not the debut race he would have hoped for. In the meantime, Al5 was suddenly got past Skinner, and Skinner's gone off, and he's got a penalty as well. What has gone on? It's down to P4 behind Haza as well. It's all kicking off here on lap 15. In and out with a 13-second time penalty. Not ideal, as Carnato is going to get past his teammate. Skinner's teammate, that is, Zimniak on the outside, and the tire advantage is there for the Sauber. Carnato now up into P7. Pulls right up the inside of Shark. B9. On the new hards as well. Slicing his way through the field. Return to this battle again. Haza now is gonna have a look. Up the inside of Alpha Ball into turn 1. Oh, Skinner's been tagged around by, I think it was Parzival hitting the back of the Alpine. And Skinner's day has just got from bad to worse. Down to 6th position and once again fighting it out here. Haza has got ahead of Alpha Ball. Finally now, the 2nd place. The Skinner hitting more trouble in this race. On a great performance yesterday in Tier X. Was on pole position for this race, but going in his way so far. Out now right behind his championship rival, if you can call it that, this early in the championship. But he is 2nd, and Wardy is our current championship leader. Because of all these battles, Steos continues to extend his lead at the front end. 8.1 seconds now going on to lap 17. Oh, once again, wheel to wheel, almost getting a repeat of Skokeravensek area with Hassan Alpha Ball keeping his nose up the inside of the McLaren. And they're once again finding themselves going side by side. Hassan stays in front though. And more time to Stadios. And the ones who've already pitted, and that's Parzival having a look up the inside. Not quite able to get his car fully alongside. Have the better exit though, but you don't want to be going around the outside of this corner. And who was that going off? Was it Shark? I think it was at a moment. The V car. Laps to go in this race. They just continuing on. Is he gonna go for the softs at the end? They will drop off very quickly, so he's gonna have to close the gap to probably Pulse Ray. Let's see what the gap is. 21 seconds to Pulse Ray right now, as Parzival and Wardy pulling into the pit lane. First of the hard runners to make a pit stop. And it's gonna be softs underneath both of them. Carnator into the pit lane as well. He was on softs, he will be going on to mediums, I would assume. He can't go on to softs again. Hards for 11 laps, that's an interesting strategy then for Carnator. Right now up to P6, he's a bit behind. He's behind 30 though, and 30 is on a strange strategy. So this is for track position then. So it might be between KOR 30, Pulse Ray and Stelios for the race win. By the looks of it. Stelios staying out for yet another lap. 11 laps to go. And Haza is coming in, Alpha Ball staying out as well. Make sure to not speed into the pit lane. Nicely done. And he will be putting on a set of mediums. So that's a different strategy then, compared to what we have seen from the other hard runners. They've all gone on to soft so far, but Haza onto the mediums. Not confident enough on the softs that they will last the distance. Zimniak is going to do the same. On to mediums he goes. As Pulse Race now got ahead of 30 on track. Parzival ahead of Wardy, and now they're right behind Shark, who's quite slow on the old hard, but still managing to go the long way around the outside there of Parzival. But on the second corner, Parzival is able to get past, almost going 3 wide into the hairpin. Parzival gets past, Wardy now up the inside as well, will be turning into the outside for turn 10. But he's much later on the brakes. Goes around the outside, nice move, and is up into P9. And now Haza alongside as well, who just pitted. But it's crucial for him to stay close to these guys, because he will have the tire advantage for the last few laps. Must stay within the DRS window. Stadios and Alpha Ball into the pit lane, the race leader is in. And going on to a set of softs, and where will he come out compared to Pulse Ray and 30? He will be behind them, but by how much is the question. As they're going to battle it out into turn 1. And 30 retakes the virtual race lead. But Pulse Ray with the DRS on the outside, and as long as these two battle, it's going to play into the hands of Stadios. Around the outside goes Pulse Ray, still they're going wheel to wheel, and this time Pulse Ray comes out on top. But the gap to them is only 3 seconds between those two and Stadios. Gonna be quite close. Really strategy game here around Bahrain. He is already within the DRS of Madman. Is he going to go for the move already? Madman not putting up any defense. Yet the pit, of course. And Stadios now up at the P4. 1.8 is the gap between himself and the virtual race leaders. Skinner, of course, still yet to pit. Might be hoping for a safety car, but seem to be coming anytime soon. And he is going to pull into the pit lane on lap 20 onto 21. 9 laps to go. And this is going to be a very long pit stop for Skinner. Second in the championship, was on pole for this race. But he will have to serve this 10-second time penalty for a collision earlier on with Haza, who now sets the fastest lap of the race. And he's going wheel to wheel with Alpha Wall up the inside. And round the outside goes the McLaren. As Jesus makes way for his teammate. Parzival now ahead. He now can try and help his teammate a little bit. Bit of contact with him and Wardy almost sending a Ferrari round. But can he help Parzival now build a gap to the McLaren's? Wardy around the outside, trying to go around the outside. He's now got the better exit. Does he have the DRS though? Is he within the DRS margin? I'm not sure. Yes. And Alpha Ball now going wheel to wheel with Jesus as well, who's losing out more and more positions. Hazard going for it as well, almost 3 wide. Watch out, lads. Skinner has come out in P12. It's a tragic race for him. And in the meantime, Stelios has overtaken 30, is now overtaking Pulse Ray as well. Sets the fastest lap of the race, and Stelios is back into the lead on lap 22 of 29. Can he now build a gap before his stars will lose their advantage? Alpha Ball gets past his teammate. Hazard's got past Jesus, but he's not within the DRS range anymore of the cars in front. One second, and I think Pulse Ray will not have the DRS, and he won't. So Stadios might be on course to win this race and make a massive jump in the championship. Currently he is in P5. But he's only 8 points off Wardy, so he might just take the championship lead after this, if he wins. There's never a guarantee, especially in Tier 3. Seven laps to go, and Alpha Walls got past Parzival. Up at P5, he's got 3 hard runners ahead of him. Let's see if he can try to catch them. Madman should be doable. Skinner now setting the fastest lap of the race, but he's down in P12. Looking very good for him in this race. Contact between Parzival and Alpha Wall, losing a lot of time. Parzival has got the position, but not without contact. This is not helping them out, at all to close the gap to the cars in front. Three seconds it is right now. That's also the gap between Stadios and Pulse Ray. It's absolutely flying at the front. Parzival now down to P7s, dropped behind the 2 McLarens. Are trying to work together, I think. Oh, big slide for Parzival. Now, potentially, gonna be out of the DRS range. That is gonna really hurt his chances of a top 5 finish. And it has. Two seconds now, the gap between Alpha Wall and Madman, with 6 or 5.5 laps to go. Five laps to go. And Pulse Ray and 30 still in second and third. As Haas has now got past Parzival as well. So down to P8 it is. And Bordy is going to move ahead of his teammate now up to P5. And I think they're within DRS range of Madman up the inside. Goes Parzival, a bit of contact once again. Haza stays in front. They have now fully closed the gap to Madman, and he's gonna lose quite a few positions, I fear. A P8 at worst. Oh, into the wall goes Alpha Hype wall. Or did he manage to keep it out of the wall? He spun on the exit. I don't think he's got damage, so he might just have got away with it. But Alpha Hype wall down to P9 now. Spreader has retired from the session. That's a huge moment there for Alpha Hype wall. Very lucky to get away from that without any damage. Four laps now to go, and 30 now getting ahead of Bahrain to turn 1. Bardi has got ahead of Madman already. And it's Haza followed by the two Ferrari drivers. It's again going wheel to wheel, Bahrain back ahead into second place. Four and a half seconds at the front. Stados is cruising towards victory, it seems like. But who is going to take P4? Or rather, who's going to take P5? Right there from Madman. No track limit penalty for him, and he's able to stay within the DRS range of Wardy, which is very crucial. Massive train behind for a P6. The turn 1 Haza on the inside. Wheel to wheel with Parzival, and he's got ahead. Alpha Eyeball fighting it out with Jesus as well. Parzival trying to fight back up the inside. And he's retaken the position, although Haza trying to go the long way around the outside, but that's not going to work out. Alpha Eyeball now up at the P8. Three-second penalty for Haza. That's gonna ruin. That's gonna ruin it for him. It's gonna be P9. Yeah. Nobody around him has got a penalty. Two laps to go. The gap is going down, but it's still 4.2 seconds. This is the crossover point between the tire advantage, between the softs and the hards. Oh, almost 3 wide into turn 1. Parzival on the outside, Haza in the middle, and Alpha Eyeball on the inside. He's got both of them. And Alpha Eyeball now to P6. Then it's Parzival, Jesus having a look up the inside of Haza. And Alpha Eyeball trying to go the long way around the outside of Parzival. That's gonna work out. Still, we're going wheel to wheel now into the SS. It's the contact between the two. It's an awkward position, an awkward place on this track to go wheel to wheel through. But they're doing it regardless. Haza now wheel to wheel with Jesus again on the outside. We'll have the inside line for turn 10. And she's just trying to go around the outside, but that's not going to work out. Has to stay behind for now. He will get the position on track, or off track I should say anyway, because Haase has got that 3-second time penalty. Gap's now down to 3.7. It's still starting to lose time on these softs. That's not going to matter, he's going to go on to the final lap of this race. As he leads by 3.5 seconds. Who is going to take second place though? Polsray at the moment has it in hand, but here comes 30 blasting fast on the main straight. And 30 now up into second place, but we still got 2 DRS zones remaining. And the run to the final corner as well. As 30 has seemed to got this straight covered. Parzival now has got past R5 wall again. It's back into P6. Just keep scrapping around. Little bit of contact once again between them. Who is going to take P6? Oh, Polsray trying to go around the outside. He's now got the inside and Polsray back in position. Oh, switch back! Oof, contact! And 30 almost losing it, almost taking out each other. But man, that was very close, and Polsray is able to stay in front, but Stelios, he was on pole in Brazil, was not able to convert it to the race, but he's gonna see the checkered flag first now. And Stelios wins the Bahrain Grand Prix with a phenomenal drive from start to finish. Polsray will take second place, 30 P3, Barty P4, Madman P5, then it's a drag race to the line. Who's gonna take P6? It's Parzival by 5/100ths of a second to R5 Wall. And Jesus in P7 or P8. Haase in P9, and Skinner rounds out the top 10, but what an end to this race. Carnator in 11th place. Zinyak will finish in 12th by a couple of hundreds to Shark, who got a 3-second penalty anyway. Bob in the end P14 it is, unfortunately not the result he would have wanted. And then we wait, well, quite a while for Skoker, who will pick up the final point in P15. Sol, who was left or got disconnected quite a while ago, gonna score points anyway in P16. But there you have it then. Stelios wins and will take the championship lead. Greece on top for the first time here in Tier 3. And here we see the final result. Polsray from P12 to P2. What a comeback that is. Surely driver of the day worthy. 30 as well, 8-3. Parzival 16-6. Jesus, 18-8. The Ferraris moving up as well during the course of this race. Barty in P4 with spicing up the championship fight between himself and Stelios. Fastest lap of the race went to Skinner. You will get 1 point extra for that and for the pole position as well. So a total of 2 points will be added to is 10th place. But anyway, that's it. Then for tonight, for round 3. Next week, I'll be back for the Japanese Grand Prix, round 4 of the season. I'll see you then. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.